Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Kirschner, the Project 2025 document, which was drafted by 6 of the former cabinet secretaries and about 140 individuals who worked in the Trump administration, with regard to the FBI, says that the FBI has been captured by an unaccountable bureaucratic managerial class and radical left ideologues. How long were you at the FBI? Your mic.
I was with the Department of Justice, specifically the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia, just up the street here, for 24 years. I wasn't with the FBI.
Okay. Are you aware that of the close connection between the United States military and the FBI?
The United States military and the FBI?
Yeah. Well, we got to, there's a...
I'm sorry, the close connection meaning?
Well, there's a veterans preference for military veterans.
In hiring?
In hiring, going to the FBI.
Sure, I'm generally familiar with
Why don't I ask Mr. Horowitz? Mr. Horowitz, anything in your experience indicate that the FBI has been taken over by as they say, a radical left ideology?
We haven't found that, Congressman.
Mr. Kirschner.
Yes.
Going back to Project 2025, the Project 2025 indicates that to ensure the promotion of the president's agenda, the FBI should ensure the assignment of sufficient political appointees throughout the department and throughout DOJ.
Representative, you must have read my mind, because that's the very page of Project 2025 I just opened to. It's specifically page 569.
Let's talk about that then.
Please.
Okay, so right now, and Mr. Horowitz, right now we don't allow political appointees within the FBI. Is that correct?
That's correct, other than the director who's
right, at the top.
Confirmed by the Senate.
That's correct. I'll come back to you on that. So this Project 2025 indicates that they're going to ensure the assignment of sufficient political appointees throughout the department, and not simply replicating what was done under previous administrations and reflected in the Plum Book. This is right from Project 2025. The number of appointees serving throughout the department in prior administrations, particularly during the Trump administration, has not been sufficient either to stop bad things from happening through proper management or to promote the president's agenda. Let's talk about that. What would the impact be if we all of a sudden just allowed the president to start putting political hacks, people who were his henchmen, into the FBI to pursue his agenda?
If you populate the upper echelon of these agencies with political appointees who have to pledge loyalty to the president, and the very language you cited, ensure the assignment of sufficient political appointees throughout the department to do what? To stop bad things from happening. That's a quote. Who decides what bad things are? And to promote the president's agenda. Right. There's nothing there about, and to, make sure you're making decisions based on facts and law without fear or favor. This sounds to me to be the exact opposite of what we want our civil servants and our appointees to be doing.
Thank you. Back to Inspector General Horowitz. Thank you for your good work. Can you talk about what the implications would be if the next administration were to allow or to inject political appointees throughout the FBI organization and throughout the Department of Justice?
Well, I'll speak generally to why Congress has in the past had only the FBI director be the only political appointee, and that person has to go through Senate confirmation process. Obviously, we want our law enforcement, whether it's federal, state, or local, to be people who may have, I've testified about this before, wide-ranging views. There is no problem with our law enforcement having deeply held political views. In fact, I think for most of us, we would want our law enforcement officers to be engaged with their communities and understand their communities and be participants in it. But we certainly wouldn't want them to effectuate the use of our laws to advance a political cause or an ideology. And frankly, through our work during my tenure as IG, my predecessor's tenure as IG, as we all know, there have been times when the FBI has strayed, both ways. You could talk about Dr. King and the illegal wiretapping that occurred with him. We saw it in work we've done, obviously, more recently. We have done investigations involving the FBI's looking into, back in 2004, both the Democratic and the Republican convention issues around those. So we've seen this over the years. It's very important to have hearings and have congressional oversight and effective internal reviews like we do to ensure that law enforcement operates in an unbiased way, not based on ideology.
And the injection of political appointees, would that help the the cause of a more judicious FBI and Department of Justice?
Well, it certainly would create risks of that, Congressman, and I'm assuming that's why Congress over the years has not authorized the department or federal law enforcement to have more political appointees in their realm. And that's true, by the way, at the department and the other law enforcement agencies as well. I know we're talking about the FBI, but that's true at DEA and others as well.
Thanks for your courtesy, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.